Good afternoon, and WSOZ is live here with Reverend Dr. Dwayne A. Walker at the Rock, Little Rock AME Zion Church, our premier church in Charlotte, North Carolina, downtown. We are here in the congregation. They are doing some exciting work. Their theme for the church is excellence in ministry, and by God, they do excellent work in serving the community. And recently, they have had a new venture that they have endeavored to take upon. It is called Varick on 7th. Dr. Walker is here to share with you how this dream became into fruition and what you can do to participate if you so desire. Dr. Walker, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, Dr. Lisby.
Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great.
Great.
Just happy that you have come, and we're happy to talk about Varick on 7th. It's a venture that's been a long time coming.
Amen.
I'm pleased to have been here at Little Rock for 16 years now, and always part of my desire and vision was to expand this campus and to do all we can to serve the community holistically. We thank God for what we're able to do on Sundays and Wednesdays, but folks need services all week long, all the time. And so we're happy through the Community Development Corporation that was began in 2006. When I arrived here, I looked around, I saw all the development going on here in this area, in this corridor. I said, well, we're sitting on an opportunity right here, and just felt led to start a Community Development Corporation. And from that, we were able to not only start the corporation, but to begin to forge some relationships with my work on the Planning Commission, met some people, and began to hear and talk about what has been a concern in Charlotte in terms of affordable housing. And along with all that we're trying to do through our Community Development Corporation, we did want to get in on how we could help with this matter of affordable housing. And we were able to, in 2009, to reacquire the old Little Rock Church, which is now the Little Rock Cultural Center. And because of that, the property behind it was property owned by the city of Charlotte that we asked them for. And at first there was a little pushback, said, oh, we can't do that. It's worth $1.4 million. I said, well, you've done it for others. Why can't you do it for us? And they finally agreed, once they came with a proposal for the affordable housing piece. We sought a developer, Lord Street Residential, and this young lady, Dion Nelson, in my mind is like the guru for affordable housing in the whole southeast market. And she's done some amazing projects, and she and her team came on board with us and came up with a proposal that we would contribute some of the land. Little Rock Church would contribute some land along with the city's land, which made the parcel large enough to accommodate a 5-story 105-unit apartment building. That could not have happened without Little Rock's land as well. So our land in the deal, the city's land in the deal, has made this possible. 105 units, where 50 of those units will be affordable at different levels. And in fact, 10 of those units are Section 8. And so the focus will be workforce development housing in some of those. And so we're going to use our CDC to provide wraparound services for this development. I'm especially excited because this project is a $20 million project that Little Rock AME Zion Church, Little Rock Community Development Corporation will not pay one dime for. Thankfully to the housing credits and some other issues and bonds that the city of Charlotte are putting together, this project will be fully financed through that, as well as the debt service from the apartment revenue. So Little Rock Church, Little Rock Community Development Corporation will not pay one dime for this. We're adding value without adding debt. So I'm just excited about the opportunity this provides for Little Rock, because not only do we have Little Rock Church, we got Little Rock Community Development, Little Rock Cultural Center, where the Little Rock Community Development Corporation is housed, and now the land behind it, which would be the Varick on 7th. Let me just say a quick word about that. When we began the project, the developer was using as a working name 7th Street Apartments. But as we were working as a board, eventually they said, well, we're using it as a working name, but they got with a marketing firm, Yellow Duck Marketing, and they began to play around with some different names. And they looked at some community people, but then they also looked at our history, and they saw some names that they suggested to us, and then they asked us to suggest some names as well. And I suggested Bishop Lomax, because Bishop Lomax was actually the founder, or one of the founders of Little Rock Church and some other churches in this area. It was very, as you know, very instrumental, even in the publishing house and everything. And so I thought about Bishop Lomax, but then there was already a Lomax Apartments in Charlotte, Lomax condominiums or something like that. And so we offered the name Varick. And when we said that, the board just lit up, and it just seemed to have a good ring to it, as well as an opportunity for us to honor the first bishop or general superintendent and founder of the AME Zion Church. I say that because someone pointed out to me, and they were right, that initially they were called general superintendents, but we know bishops. So James Varick was the first bishop, general superintendent of AME Zion Church, and we thought it would be very, very much appropriate to name it after him, especially in light of his body of work, which embodies what we seek to do through this apartment complex.
Yes, definitely excellence in ministry. You have heard it from the pastor, Reverend Dr. Dwayne A. Walker, also a candidate for bishop in the AME Zion Church. But the work that is being done here speaks volumes into what Zion is all about and what Zion will continue to do as we seek to grow our communities, as we teach them about the love of Jesus Christ, but also to be advocates for social injustice. All of those things that keep our people down, we are trying to raise them up. And it's beginning here in Charlotte, North Carolina, at the Little Rock AME Zion Church, where the pastor, again, is the Reverend Dr. Dwayne A. Walker. Stay tuned for further updates.